And when the mini didn't come a time with the federations, and any hockey for any didn't come on. You go the almost plans administratively, competition wise. The no year was a Ghana 41 sem, and Nunti and the Jumedi about me Isaac Graham, General Secretary, Emma Greater Accra Hockey, to General Secretary, Emma Greater Accra Hockey, and I was a board member, Emma Ghana Hockey, in the Greater Accra General Secretary or a board member. Emma Ghana Hockey. Graham, good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
But it's not a pay but your pay mic no hockey the sports are managing who pa. When we say what's the state of hockey in Ghana?
Good. So thank you once again for the opportunity. I think we need to pa since my opportunity a bit to me call for be a kasa sports fraternity no so who dey also. So hockey, back to your question, hockey Kosopa here in Ghana, and I mean a lot of work has been ongoing over the past couple of years, and tour the Jumano so that the aya bedu no tour so na making sure say the Ghana Dino become the highest among our peers in the globe.
Wow, it used to be very common for some second cycle institution. Is it the case?
Not exactly because of the academic calendar no keeps changing.
Sports on time for sports in Indiho. I'm for more focus on the academics more than sports.
Exactly. But it's one of the agenda that we are pursuing this year and then going forward because GES, well, that's where the base. I mean, hockey is school sports basically. So we've gone back to them and then we are trying to slip in at least even an hour. Trying to organize them and then create different competition levels. So maybe we call hockey fives and kakrebi kwala kakrebi betumi start here stick work kakrani ade ni create competition so we want to bring back the love of hockey right from the schools into the bigger picture of the communities.
So fiena e komo di wadwene mu yo kesenene ze hockey no hu ade ban a sport ye dia ba na ebo. It's almost like structured like football. But when from nine mobile, or the bar and a bobble on that form, goalkeeper da pool no more. There's a wabashe, and Mrakaka Tata who they just won't be that. Engineer they also had the floor at the more. But hockey league, what was the state of the hockey league?
Okay, so basically it's very vibrant. I mean, especially in the Greater Accra region, where most of the clubs and security services, no any other institutions. So, but
the bank will be.
So, maybe in the year 2022 no buy into 2023 because we had Commonwealth Games last winter. We and very competitive. I mean, we have Mbemano Exchequers of Bank of Ghana. Of course, Bank of Ghana Exchequers. I mean, sensitive. Yes, I mean they doing great work. The bank is really supporting the sports.
And they've done that for a long time.
Very long time. And they've channeled a lot of products who have
become national stars.
Some are even coaching, and it is very good. So, remember, the Exchequers in followed by GRA, so Ghana Revenue Authority, almost hockey, we almost are there, almost the second. And then Ghana Army, their first year returning after a long break, they came third, which was very competitive. They also bring a lot of energy into the league. And then Mbana Femuso no GRA Mbano Nemini, followed by Ghana Army again, and then Ghana Police. So it tells you, and then Masters, so multi-sticks. So basically, what in channel only one level.
Okay.
Mbema, and in penny four. So you don't leave anybody out.
Yeah.
I mean, when you send Krana, there's some form of activity that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, it brings me back to our late former president. I mean, his love for hockey.
Great.
Professor Ivan Atamos. So he was a hockey player himself.
Yeah.
He had great love for hockey. It was also about the Masters.
So with the Masters, so multi-sticks, and then Citizen International, and then that's where our president, Dr. K.D. Asante, plays. They came second, and then Saffold Ventures also. President for the Greater Accra region, so the team also batted. And it's been great. It's been competitive, and that is within the Accra. But then elsewhere in the regions, so they are doing their own type of projects, what we call project, because and full-fledged league. but then no mean there be normal ball competitions among themselves, and that's what we want to revive. So that if you have a region be a to me what said they are greater Accra, what teams be brain to me bona even at that base in any district no bibi kakrebia we call them the projects no every Saturday no share no match then we try to also support them as the national association can.
But it's so difficult to play.
No,
it is not.
It's not, and that is why
many will be shaping maybe more can say movie.
I mean, I also say, I mean, the injury levels that we see in hockey is not that much compared to other sports, yes. And it's also about the discipline. So that's why it's a school sport. So we teach them right from the basics of how hockey is played.
Yeah.
And then the rules governing hockey. So I did what onye ebia obi baba be crossover obi jai. Sana mgranity to yes. Yeah, the chen kolana sia omunyini na no. Into a World Cup, which is currently ongoing in India. Yeah. You love it. I mean, you see the sports at its best. Once you come in, we get you the equipment and we start teaching you the basics, and you just master it from there. It involves a lot of skills, it involves a lot of intelligence. So, yeah, that makes it.
But would you say hockey akufum?
Yes. So,
because it used to be very vibrant.
Yeah. And to say the HRC can, hockey akufum. It's also because the products that would have the feeder no any ho. So see how to say they are never hold no. Which is the schools no. Because you start free school near Nyoma, then they feed into the national categories, the development teams under 12, 14, 21, going to the senior team. I want to cut it because of a few changes near in our academic calendar. No, so hockey, for example, we went into what we call the street academy sort of hockey. So start my school gap in the by, we filled it in with. Okay, let's get the communities, get people, and then start working. We've run it for a couple of years. It's still ongoing, but then we still want to go back to the school so that with the feed and ma yenya link na abema hockey revival. So I call from, but the work that we are putting in, and there's a lot of work ongoing. So we've actually categorized them into how we want to achieve the overall strategy. So the previous term was focusing on infrastructure.
Okay.
So
infrastructure where?
Across the country. So basically
in schools or in communities? In
schools. So what the administration did was we want the schools, and that is why our focus is. So universities, so in the Oba Accra, University of Ghana, Lagos, say
okay.
And we are putting a new AstroTurf.
Okay.
At University of Ghana, or buy a national hockey pitch, which is around Tama Station,
to the Soko
hockey pitch, and also Yayo Valley for.
So it's water based. Water
based. Old
one, if you almost.
But old one also was water based, but you change it with the new state of the art.
Would change it the ball African Championship in a year.
Okay, so a lot of factors went into that.
Yes, South Africa football. No, I think about a month ago. Do you know that they did a whole documentary on the tournament?
Yeah.
Right from their arrival, the games they played, their campaign.
It was on other.
Also Super Sports.
Yeah.
And I was watching it. I'm saying, I'm going for you, Baba. I'm going to say,
so I mean, in the world, currently South Africa ahead of us.
But we used to beat them some years back.
Yes. Nina Ejina Gab Nebedemwa. No, so other countries are catching up.
Yes.
I mean, that's a fact.
Yes.
I mean, so
well, Chef Fine and the Pound Boy, you clearly see that they are really up there.
And so it's not like we are not comfortable with you're from Africa and you're toss a second, you're co-word, you're toss 37th. I mean, that's
in terms of ranking.
In terms of ranking.
For the women's team.
For the women, in Ban, toss second Africa, just behind South Africa. Obam Bemana, you're to Africa, and you're toss third behind South Africa and Egypt. But that's not where we want to be. I mean, we want to be in the world top 20s. So that, I mean, that's where the elite guys, the big boys and girls are. And we are not comfortable where we are, and that's why we want to put in effort and make sure. So yes, it might not be here and there, but when we build the pipeline we will surely get to where we want to.
But that tournament didn't see. We catch them.
Oh, I mean, so it was. I said a lot.
Avon Kaibe was just January last year. January, yeah, more of content. Famafon, but I followed the bed.
Yeah. So it actually coincided with AFCON.
AFCON, yeah. But that's why I had the intimidation and Yankan. What I say? It's one we are hosting and defeating.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I mean, we did a lot of good things.
Okay.
In terms of technical handling, the games, and it also exposes our guys, our teams, also to where I mean their preparation, baby, now because of COVID, near the boom, no man now saying prepare a team no so well, we couldn't. So yeah, I think we gave our best. It's unfortunate that we couldn't deliver the trophy in Ghana, but I can promise the work that we put in, we'll surely bring the trophy anywhere it is.
What kind of work put in experiences from the hosting the rest of Africa? No, I'm reflecting the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, so the Commonwealth Games actually, we share how we even got in now because of where we are in terms of the Commonwealth. So we actually met very top teams.
Okay, in terms of the seedings.
Seedings, no.
And the more easy.
No, we didn't. And I mean, no share in Burma, we just slipped in. Let me put it that way. And
slipped in now.
So we country need be free more.
And the
last minute, and then we have to.
Yes. Qualify.
So a seeding. So we are shut down both tournament via what they qualify. FIH you so ranking.
Yeah, ranking no.
Into ranking. We are on our top so third. The second number.
Third echo.
Into by the time second no nim so be the dada. To aboa no ho saa to. Third maybe I wouldn't say bibia into me into e ba number ni summer into an American basa na sikasem ne ahoboa no, and then you need.
I even told say my equipment crowd no problem.
Yeah, it was. So the team actually have to use more equipment until they went there and then they got the support.
Even there no crowd no, I'm saying it came late.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day we actually prepare with what we have. And we're able to deliver. And I think be so be or share Commonwealth Games and also we Ghana did well, both the ladies and then the men. And opportunity
did well. They say na shegu ne ko shegu ba could be any buy
Oh no, not in that contest. I think so. When you meet countries of the top 10, top 20, and you are coming from the 37th, and you see the difference, But then, we know that going into other tournaments from Commonwealth, our team will really perform well. And again, a lot of work needs to be done. A lot of exposure needs to be given to both the handlers and then the athletes, to ensure that they also meet the standard and be able to deliver the trophies and the medals to the nation.
Uji, the infrastructure you war, the only infrastructure you war for hockey in the whole country. In terms of equipment, are our players using the standard equipment, up to date modern equipment?
Okay.
Because the core Commonwealth Games, we saw the difference. That even for the players, they have to use their own equipment. And say you could do one, then we have to import proper, baton. Are we using the right equipment in terms of the national team and all that?
Okay. So equipment now hockey you use, I mean, so I would say is almost the same as what other countries and players. Okay. So it's more like your far stick now. Player no there and then like
comfortable with.
Exactly. So tournament we are different brands of sticks comes in. I mean partners and the bar way about but two player no and na binya stick stick match because you have not
tried it and get used to it.
That's as for your equipment. Even in our local leagues here, a lot of the players are using the top notch equipment. In fact, they even have sponsors with the global partners who are sponsoring some of our players.
Oh, okay, so that's good to know.
That is. So when it comes to currently we are looking at 4 AstroTurfs in Ghana alone.
Okay.
Kumasi, Cape Coast is yet to be constructed, but Kumasi and Ukraine used to for Buza games and it was fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I mean that is the state of the art. There are a few things that need to be
done. How many
done.
teams are in Kumasi?
Kumasi at the moment they used to have their own league, but COVID no ever break about 3 teams are there, but they've not resorted their league yet. But they play. And with the TEF coming now, which is available to them, they are putting the processes not to start where the national also is supporting them in terms of the tech and Obo or grass so now moving to AstroTurf. It's a whole different ball game. And that's where we want to help them. And being in Kumasi, the strategy was okay. It will serve the northern belt, so teams can move from Sunyani, Northern, and all come and play.
But do you have plans of getting a national league? But often the acquisition of a federation bit someone that's too much centered in Accra, and you take all the top teams in hockey are in Accra. Yeah. In fact, the Accra league is much more like a national league in itself because no one in him. Do you have plans of decentralizing hockey and getting ABR? Bank of Ghana is Accra, but it be a police team in the Volta region, the police team in the Brown Half region to also compete in the proper national league.
Yeah. So that is actually one of the main agenda for this administration currently, and we are actually starting with what we call the regional competitions. So you perceive the base, your regions, the district, how almost strength it is. So coming May, we are playing a whole national competition.
Okay. This May
in Kumasi, where all the regions will bring their teams, including Greater Accra. Then after that,
must select players from various teams to represent Greater Accra.
Yes, so Greater Accra teams, will come with I think about 2 or their top 2 or 3 teams. And then
how are you selecting the top 2 teams?
They play there. So Greater Accra have a league. Okay. So I'm sure they will have a more scientific base of how to.
So more competition no may and I say league in the first and second never call. How and
at the moment the Bejama Teka committee to decide on how they will do their selection. But then we at the national level we have invited regions Nina, including Greater Accra. So they will bring a regional team based on the club structure. And then they started the benchmark for having a national league. Okay. Not say, just like our sister sports like football, when you have to travel all the way from here to maybe a Tamale,
it's capital intensive.
It's really capital intensive. So that's why we want to look at this model. So we're actually simulating a couple of models and then trying to see which one will be the best. But it will be very inclusive. The regions will be participating, and then it also helps the tech.
I think based on resources, the structure I want to make, I think is much more feasible. Exactly. That with the more regional champions in national competition. So like in Accra or in Cape Coast or anywhere, I think that's much more feasible than say because we're traveling around and one of the things going to a major tournament, now a too focus on teams na econo. But one of the things I realized, and in the Commonwealth Games, there was one umpire from Ghana. I don't know which of the federations, but are we also looking at developing umpires, developing, for you not but referees, developing technical people who also would be national and international level, who also will get opportunity to go to some of these games. For hockey, are you looking at developing technical people of world standard? You call Commonwealth Games, you call maybe a hockey Olympic championship, games, you call Olympic Games. Ghana teams no Monsu could be. And they have an advantage because sometimes we hear some of these competitions. I think one of the games, I think it was against India. Which game? They give a ball draw. No?
Canada.
Well,
the last minute
goal. Canada. Okay, the last minute goal.
Yeah.
I watched that game. The last minute goal. Maybe Fusa umpire. They know what's the game. No, it's a pie game. I'm a bias count there. We give the against Canada. Was a game na kwanya but penalty deeper. And are you looking at developing more umpires and more officials to also be of that international level?
Great. So our focus actually is holistic, and you can't the tech handlers now. So officiating. So our empire structure, tech officials, currently we have the top notch in the country. So a bit more my Olympic Games. Abokabi had been there. Franco Timensa just did the last Olympic Games. He was there in Japan. And then Uba Empire Aziz was in South Africa for the Nations Cup about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And so ye koswa eboa association in charge, in terms of supporting them to move their officials up so that they will be every competition be a band. So our target is say about Africa hockey, about Africa competitions our people should be there.
Okay.
Your core world and so our people should be there.
Okay.
And we are giving them the support in terms of the learning. And so that almost there now so training so that there will be succession plan in place. And we are seeing a lot of them. I mean, quite a lot of them are officiating a top tournament. If we walk Ghana and Kobe Kra, but they go. I mean, Aziz went to South Africa for Nations Cup. Ghana was not there, and he did well. And we know, other people are also getting the opportunity to also make their marks in the international way. And you rightly put it. I mean, Ude Omar,
sometimes came out because Canada game in here. Hey,
we doing
because he became the first win in the Commonwealth Games after the
we all saying that and that would have also brought us a bit.
Yeah, we did the ranking. We would have accumulated the coefficient points to make us do better. Charlie Afena, all right, you both say from Chuman, welcome to Kotoko Rashid Norte. Fabulous the gated you. Makamo dear bet and then fabulous assembly and here hockey. Frank Otimensa or see we call it the gentleman's game. That's hockey. It is very technical game and the best resource is from the schools due to its nature. Unfortunately, it is no more played in schools. And that's very unfortunate development in there. I can't want something that I hear Graham. I can't want something that say they are engaging GS. I think that it is not only hockey. The whole sports sector should engage GS so that we find a way of getting sports back into our second cycle institutions because of all the talent in the world. Gabriel Tete will say, please, Splash from Accra. Please, I want to ask him which teams have qualified for the ACC tournament coming up in Kenya next month. But one year or the one. Yeah. Gabriel, okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Gabriel, and all our colleagues on my mind. So, next month, between 13 and 19th of February, we are sending 6 teams, 3 female and then 3 men will be going to represent Ghana in Kenya.
Okay.
So
African Cup for club champions.
Club champions. Okay. So for Mbemano, Eshekes of Bank of Ghana and GRA, and then Ghana Police were selected to represent Ghana.
Okay.
And then Mbano, so Ghana Army, GRA, and then Ghana Police.
So just like the ranking, first, second, third.
So basically, at the time I reporting the ranking was used. So basically, Omona Echo and Oma started. I started on preparation and then working on, but Humbuano. Scafum near there, which I'm sure will come to that. Yeah, because I mean, a form more thing. To support the teams because that competition is the elite when it comes to clubs.
That's about Champions League,
exactly.
CAF Champions League.
Countries in our bomb who
the top teams now on
yes, bragging right and also so and also feed you into your national win because the players now are top teams so man on national teams no so amount.
Where Okanta and Crow say that is super awesome. Ghana hockey to the world. Will be the question we about Semin Bisa say one of the problems are more facing and I want to ask this directly. The fact that no more lure a lot of young players, young athletes into hockey because of employment issues. Because about hockey, they will skill services be more rap. Bank of Ghana be a call. Jerry be a call because they have teams and they want players. But that opportunity in Mabu players no who they don't want to play hockey anymore. How true is this?
Oh, okay. So I mean, in the direct answer to the question, opportunities in that's all. But then the focus is more about academic. So it's not only about say we have sports in Tino, but then with the additional kahwa. So most of, I mean, all the security services, you need to have a base, a minimum. And I can give you an example. I mean, the last time Army just got a team and they able to play within the year. So they recruited a lot of sports people, including hockey, and they've been able to raise a team. I know there's also another service which they've contacted us that they want to join. Okay. So I mean, certainly they will employ people and they will employ sports people. We encourage people to come and play hockey. If you have the minimum requirement that the institutions need we will be able to support you to put you out there to get what you need.
Gabriel, on what basis did they select these teams for the championship?
I think
Kenyan championship.
Yeah, I've answered that. Yeah.
Based on okay. Or say with the league, okay, where ni a J among Carlo, or say with the league table posted by where Guitar Cra Hockey on Instagram, Ami was left with one match to emerge as third. How was it possible for police? Adiaya, comment. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Adiaya. Alamabome. Yeah. Manyan ye kra. But the point is that he's raising issue with the table na mo post here and say.
Okay. So as I indicated, I mean the competition has its own criteria in terms of when you have to report, and Ghana couldn't have made the opportunity because league was going to drag into 2023.
Okay.
And competition was supposed to have started just in the next 2 weeks. But then, so Ghana Hockey took a more structured approach in determining based on the criteria that we had at the point. So I think it was a fair representation of what. But the doors are also not closed. I know the Federation is still talking to the Africa, and if there's the need to have any changes done.
Members now be at TSA. Said that should be the approach.
So that
because I say
the selection of a club to represent Ghana not sit with Ghana Hockey Association.
Okay.
So Greater Accra, said the can say if the regency now bomb league, it would eventually come to Ghana Hockey to determine who will be able to, based on a lot of factors. That we put in.
Okay. You mentioned the World Cup in India. Are you guys monitoring more?
Very. I mean,
head of research that said the Ghana's only participation at the Hockey World Cup was a third edition in 1975 in Malaysia. What do you think are the reasons in Tia you're struggling to qualify since that historic appearance?
Okay, so that's a fact. We are struggling because hockey actually is moving very fast. I mean, we share that time the turf, the pitch, the equipment, and in there. Additional bemuno. So we're talking about high performance, we're talking about elite competitions. 98.9 any exposure to competitions and playing with the top guys, which comes with funding, which comes with a lot of money to be able to. So I say, you need to go on camping or play them, and then also have the facilities to be able to train even locally, and that's what we are doing. So we worked on the infrastructure, putting the turfs. Now we're looking back into the human resources, back. So we know, sir, with the path that we have taken, we will get there. And Ghana will be in the World Cup.
One of the things is Kasem. That's a money problem.
Your problem.
Because money financial institutions, there be teams, big men. Maybe how you guys got the infrastructure, built for you. I say, more need problem was going on.
Your problem, Papa.
Problem.
So even your equipment to cry.
Yeah.
I mean, before you can properly dress, face masks or sticks in there.
It's a very expensive sport.
No boy dempa anti. No cry no. How do quarter be any number? Now the budget to work as na im shiaba.
Yeah.
Anti fat. So far, na say Ghana guys, Bank of Ghana.
I'm told say Ghana guys are taking over the tourism pitch. Maintenance BBR.
Okay, Ghana guys is supporting us with a lot of projects around hockey. So they are one of our good partners who have really helped us. And then
is it because of Mr. Santi?
I mean, that is because we go in to ask for support, just like any other institution. Goes in to ask for support, and we are out there. We are all over the place looking for sponsors, looking for partners, looking for support to develop the game. And if you want to go to World Cup, if you want to get the cup back to Ghana, now see FDBB trophies back Ghana, it needs a lot of resources. So you hear Obiamboa, corporate Ghana, sponsors, Bia, Kakrebi Obetum Diabwa, Insio, Bibia, we will take it to help prepare our teams properly to compete with the elite teams.
Oh, very well, very well. But no administration, how make administration? I'm talking about more constitution, more governance structure. The same.
Okay, so the highest decision here, executive committee, and then
no, I know that
we have.
I want to find out how you are running it. Is it run in the manner members will be comfortable?
Oh, okay. So, I mean, that's basically the litmus will be, are you going by your constitution?
Yes.
Do you run Congress? And that's exactly what we do. But we just had our Congress a couple of months back, and the new administration have taken over. And yearly they will account for stewardship. And then based on your planner. So, basically, the planner on what we want to do. International competition.
No, travel and Tony be
travel and tour, sports management. So basically, international competitions here with ACC. February we go to under 21 in March, and then we go to All African Games, and then we go to World Cup qualifier. So near a domestic plan and also which we are actually even going to publish within the week to the bigger populations. This is what we are working on. Car administration is open, and we're trying to be transparent as much as we can. Yeah.
Fantastic. Ni Ajay Amankara, also well done. Mr. Isaac, he did well when we were playing at the Gusa Games 2022. Please, the league is over. SSEC is first, GRA second, Army third in the men's division. It was left with one match, and Gaha brought the league out. Let's call a spade. Long live Ghana hockey. I'm saying watch him. But I think he has a problem. Okay, so this is the league table after.
Okay, this is the 12th.
Okay, this is one you posted.
Yeah, this is the 12th. So I said week 12.
And we
had two.
Shekers was number 1, GRA men was number 2, and policemen number 3.
Yeah.
26 points, 23 points, and 19 points respectively. And I think this is what you were referring to, and this is what he's also talking about.
Yes.
And so, at this point, I'm going to list the choir.
Yeah, so at this point, the standing is what Ghana hockey is. Well, at that point, we needed to
submit the names. It's based on we and I'm the choir.
So
okay,
yeah,
and our women also any.
But I know, so I think the men we are still waiting for Greater Accra to communicate to Ghana hockey on more leg. We Saturday and. They will write to us officially. They are standing just like
I know you're the station, but you're the general secretary of Greater Accra. But it's not about you. It's about the institution.
It's about the institution.
I get the drift. But it is you.
Yes.
Okay. What else? Yeah. All right. I think we've touched on many things, but we'll be keeping an eye on you guys. And then we be Mulik, no seminar, no producer.
Yes.
He will communicate to you, and be person who be your final words. Be also Ghana for
one. I think first we are better more say for this opportunity. I mean, we really appreciate it, and we know say
all those are open.
And to our partners and Obia, almost so far what they've done for us, Ghana Gas, Bank of Ghana, everybody. But we'll also asking for corporate Ghana to support us. In fact, the day in MCCI, ACC, Ayako Nairobi, Hiambwa, Metum dia Abwa clubs, no dia Abwa Humpa. And then we want partners. I mean, as I said, ensure.
But clubs in the state in the government bomb.
No. So these are through the motherboard in Caribbean, but most of the costs sit with the.
But national teams no more.
National teams no.
Yes. But the club activities there are clubs now. Okay. Isaac Graham, General Secretary of the Greater Accra Hockey Association, of course. Board member from Ghana Hockey, and I paid us for bringing more lights onto the more, We will keep an eye on league now, more born in competition baby, and we'll keep an eye on it. Me that say for your time this morning. Alan, for Chan Bakubi Mobu, I mean, for course now, young que, and a Chan Galaxy neighbor. It's only fair say, in my etifu, the Ecoso. Now, but don't worry, you can still have a seat. We are in the Sakura now. We will take 10 seconds on. Okay, Mr. Graham, well done for the good work. Keep it up. I'm saying about in bar neighbor. I'm for Boa Super. I think me, I'm first time engaging you. I like it. You should engage more. Alan, 30 seconds.
Yeah, bring and yeah, expect and
You be fear and say you
me expect bring improved a side with this a game by bring obi obe catch obi ase emre no catch say maybe I know him the oka a very difficult a match and any Sudan for team no yeah no but said you know national team now you know book Cape Coast no and airborne but let's hope say ebia ene ebenya a better performance and as improved performance compared to that of our first match.
Maybe them person whether improved performance would do victory.
Other than that,
all right. It's here for also better on more. There's an name you on one sports. Yeah, the baby on one put sports. Fair 105529711064. Na evening komo in fact hockey the chant team and in semi be a di komo bi ewodwumedi so betimi afre achira wadwene chema odi code atiade ade you buy code ni so ba see odi code abeto so adwum money be nkure ni me say odi bi afre free
Mr. Wayne Brenya Bampo
odi bi anko
on my edumana che within the alphabet of social important so the Ghana for the World Cup on abujo gati so ma we ti so so ti fa abenya waboduma papa na na se dia no so no waboduma no ka say yi but media secure media man ne say apada na o ma ta tete wo mu no o mo make sure say o ma tete wo yi no be sure mu yi o mo di bi no ma da yi say be ya Ghana because Ghana can be a tournament say ya athletes you know athletes best 5 now officials more than best 500 what do you say that's ya go crowd na ko so crowd so e tell them e five money support e talent say o so mo well say o mo ko we bia no o mo ko ko di na for no mind no na so mind no enemy yam benya I go so na me see any for there o ma pedi ti na bia na adai masa what you need ya ka tebe ina di apa no ba yo pa to o ma se ni na ya masa mo nyai o see o ka condition e tell what ya wo ka ma condition e tell what ya wo o
they come with condition Russia ya from North Castle ya see the guy condition Russia what you say I do anyways so with my friend actually adwene ewodwumedi eso the lines are open on 0559711064 Mr. Odin and you are free hello
Nembrenya
chama wo de mi nko
me dey see mo me ga safi wisdom ko di kon katamas o Nembrenya me dey hockey ne dey I say this tournament ba sana to mo kan ti mi kan ba ka football
I say the tournament mai any come as me
but me never be say na papa be kan say so be ni ba ati dem no mo say we be ba na mo dey budget
I go for this we can work club no aban support you so mo ye di omo ye mo ma ba why
we dey ma me come football na
me o dey ka football
me pesa me be say club na omo Ghana no aban sponsor mo na sa aban sponsor mo because yeah nim say every year be Europe team be the sky was spending ever public but I Ghana ha ye hu bi because aban no on first ka bia share league no mu ye players so every teams no mu na enya blaster ama blaster no de bia na ama for afa hu na mu akoji sika no modi na ye hwe Alhaji Busa before e be call World Cup na Alhaji Busa o kasa papa but say mo koji 100,000 na o mba no o kasa biom eti ye se aban ni say on fasika ense league no mu na league ni ye no all share teams ni say every year bia league no be we ya obi aba ya account na say scabi no mu be ti omo no mu ti omo say na bia Ghana league no be because say team nipa ba ko team na our players be say 30 a eyo adwuma kasi a wa mama for say na bia o man no so ne ho beto no me da
say Mr. Vedas me shira pa also with my friend I think I have 2 more calls to pick on the show before we run out of here. And to with my friend Ojumedi so now yes me at the AC na Idwane. I'm or University of Ghana Sports Directorate. I say yesterday's result was disappointing. However, we have to push against Arsenal. We should be able to play without him and get something out of the game. Okay? Alright. We're Casemiro Semono. And also at the Basa play against Masa, the bank and Modjane, masa any bre or anyways me fa you made in see Mr. Isaac Graham thank you very much for coming. I'm sure say then nyina no yebam ho na enu abedi nkoma hwede ekoso bebe kan hu say yebe biba enku yebeka mu yo okay oh my go ahead ibale nya yebeka all right yo me so bye.